I'm an adult of my spirit. I'm an adult of my mind. I'm an adult of my thought. I'm an adult of my body. I'm an adult of my love. I am what I think about, and so are you. Welcome to ALPOUGH. Today we're talking about thinking is free. Maybe. It's hard to have your own thinking now. Thinking, what does it mean? The process of using one's mind to consider or reason about something. Think implies the entrance of an idea into one's mind with or without deliberate consideration or reflection. Everyone has said, what do they say? Think for yourself. Be a thinker, not a drinker. Be a thinker, not a tinker. Now, is it free to think? Is it free to be able to think? Like today. Free. Not under the control or in the power of another. Able to act or be done as one wishes. Without cost or payment. Now, as we know, as we can see, this is America. And in America, everyone is supposed to be able to think for themselves within a democracy, within a republic, within the First Amendment of freedom of speech. And that you are allowed to think and express your opinion, whether or not you agree or disagree. So we're at this place right now where our thoughts are being bought. So if you've seen my previous videos, I've always said about a penny for your thoughts, that our thoughts are being bought. And we're all being placed in where we're being, you heard that expression, painted into a corner. How are we being painted into a corner? Censor? Censor could be another word for intimidation, but again, we won't talk about that. We'll talk about censor. Suppressed, altered, or deleted as objectionable, subjected to censorship. Now, under this context of censor, does that mean we are allowed free will? Free will. Not under the control or in the power of another, able to act or be done as one wishes. So, in a free will, are we allowed to agree or disagree? Agree or disagree. Now, there's an expression that should be our number one expression right now because of everyone's thinking, which is expanding more than we could possibly imagine. Can we agree to disagree? As you're seeing, or I'm seeing, agreeing to disagree is becoming less and less than ever. Now, this is what I'm seeing. So now, is agreeing to disagree, is this a right? Well, I'm saying right that not now. I want to make an example of what I consider to be not an opinion, but something else that's more important. And that is water being censored. Now, I'm going to show you a video that I did about a month or so ago, and it's about water. Now, if you haven't seen this, or if you've seen it before, you need to watch it again. And so I'm going to show you this video. It is my most watched video on YouTube with over 13,000 views, with over 900 likes. And if you haven't seen it, it's time for you to watch it, and I'll be back. 103. This is the water that comes out of your tap. Perhaps you drink it every day. Did you also know that this is also your tap water? The same water as this. You don't believe me? Watch this. Here's what we're going to do. This is a TDS meter. See it? This measures the total dissolved solvents in the water. The pure distilled water has 2 TDS, which means 2 totally dissolvents. The tap water on the right has 757 totally dissolved solvents. They're both at room temperatures, about 85 degrees. We're going to take this precipitator make sure it's even. Okay. And we're going to turn on. As you can see on the right, it's starting to bubble up. What we're going to do is keep an eye on the temperature. It was measured at 85.5 degrees for both sides, room temperature. It takes about maybe 4 minutes for this to begin to the whole process. But as you can see on the right, the water started to get green, probably some algae, and the temperature is rising on the right and staying the same on the left. Continuing, the solvents are dissolving. Now, the one on the left is staying basically the same room temperature, and the one on the right is now at 113 degrees. The reason for the heating up would be probably the heavy metals that are in the water. The one on the left, still 84. On the right, 133. So it's heating up. This is the tap water from Arizona. 84 on the left. 140, 150, 151. Highest temperature. And we don't want to get it past 200. We'll be turning it off before that, and then you'll be able to clearly see what is in the water. Oops. 85 on the left. 170, 181. When these solvents dissolve and the metals heat up. And 85. This is the tap water dissolving. One 84. 85. 184. 5. As you can see, there's a small tint on the left. So there's a couple of dissolved solvents that's coming out. On the right, which is tap water, at 757 TDS. 186. We're getting ready to turn it off. Let's take it. Now this is very hot. Very hot. Let's see if we can take a look in here. As you can see, so now which one would you drink? Another one I would. Pretty clear. Now let's talk about what's in the water. Well, I bet that was kind of mind-blowing there. What's in the water? Okay, it's dissolved solvents that's in your water. Okay, you probably never seen this before. Now, maybe you have seen this online, but you never see anybody actually take the temperature, which pretty much proves it. There's all kinds of things to renege on this thing here. But again, the proof's in your eyes. Okay, you see how it's settled down since I did the video, so it's been about 10 minutes. You see how it's settling down? That's what's in your water. So would you rather drink? My recommendation is to get the best filtered water that you can get. And even the bottled water out there is deceiving. So you have to be able to do this on your own. So what's in the water? What's in this water? Well, we mentioned heavy metals. These are possibilities of what's in the water. All right. Zinc. Now let's go back. Heavy metals real quick here. Heavy metals, that's what heats up. All right. There's metals. There's zinc in there. It's a possibility. Also lead, copper, antibiotics. They can't get antibiotics out of the water. They can't, because each water treatment center only takes out so much, the different kinds, and it's not antibiotics. Prescription drugs, manganese. These are all possibilities. Cadmium. There's bacteria. I didn't even mention algae. Okay. There's also viruses. Remember, they can't tell when a virus is in there until the people get the virus. Then they go and test the water. So if there's a virus in the water, you don't know until someone gets the water. Carcinogens, phosphorus, detergents, pesticides, mercury, arsenic. You probably heard not too long ago, Crystal Geyser had all this water had to be taken back because it had arsenic in the water. Chlorine in the water. Fluoride. Silicone compounds. Inorganic minerals. Inorganic minerals are the minerals that the body doesn't need. Some say that the distilled water takes out inorganic minerals. It takes out the organic minerals, but no one ever fails to mention that the inorganic minerals is the things that you want taken out. Also, there has been people have found jet fuel in it. So what you have to do here is one thing to decide is get a distiller to be sure. Now, someone will say that the minerals you shouldn't have, there are good minerals. You get your minerals out of your food. You do not get it out of your water. The purer the water, the better it cleans the actual body. And it goes straight through the blood-brain barrier. So it goes right in immediately and hydrates your brain. I hope this gives you some type of insight about your water. Please check your water. You can get this TDS meter on Amazon. Get you a digital tester. And also you can get this precipitator for about $20. Check your water, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this has helped you. And please do me a favor, subscribe to my channel and give me a like. And I really appreciate your time, and you have a great evening. And here's is that mind-blowing or what? I mean, really, it comes right down to your water. I want to, thank you all for watching this. I've got some great comments. I'm going to comment on here in just a minute. Got some great comments here. So everybody hold on to me. All right. So here we go. All right. So now here is the water that we've seen. Now here comes down to it. Can I sue? Can I sue them for falsely putting 757 totally dissolved solvents into the water that comes out of my tap? Well, not really. I mean, not really, right? Because what? Money? How many lawyers do you think the water company has? Enough to fill up my house, baby. I'd be in litigation forever. Right? So what do we have to do? We have to adjust to this world's reality. We're not their reality. We have to adjust to the reality they've been giving us. So I had to fixing my space. I have spent at least $3,000 over the years on not drinking the water, not paying for the water, but cleaning the water. I have 3 distillers in my house. I also have a 12-gallon one that I'm trying to install, but not only did it cost over $1,000, but you have to have someone come in and put it together. Okay? So it really comes down to it's us who needs to adjust. Because as Richard Pryor said long ago, because it's just us. No just us, no justice, just us. And we're getting to the point of no fuss. Except to cuss. And under our breath, right? Fritter. Okay. Now, I have shared this with people before who are in denial after they see it and try and figure some way to make me out to be a liar when the truth and the science, facts, baby. I don't care about science. I want the facts. Scientism came in to this world in 1500. In the 1500s, everything changed. Scientism, look it up. Everything changed. So if you thinking is free, well, it might have used to be, but it's not now. I want to go over some comments because there's some smart people that put some comments in here, and I really want to acknowledge them. There's Amanda. Hey, Amanda, calling in from Crete. We've got people all over the world, guys, including Amanda Darling. Thank you, Amanda, for tuning in 10 hours ahead of time from us where I'm at. I want to really get to some of these great comments I have. Yes, it's still shocking. You've seen it 100 times. So my co-host Tracy says, can you imagine drinking that on a daily basis? Distilled water is the best way to go. So if you can imagine drinking the cement, and I've shown you the pictures of what our distiller looks like. It looks like white cement is at the bottom. Now, here's a buddy of mine, old buddy of mine from forever ago, Dave Ray. Dave, thank you so much, man. I appreciate all the support you've given me over the years, buddy. Dave Ray says, leading people to what is good drinkable water is a great thing. Getting them to understand the value takes skill. Now, I've known Dave for like 50 years, I think, and Dave started using a distiller in 1987. I remember his distiller. Doesn't look like the ones who are today, but I remember Dave had a distiller a long time ago. I used to look at his distiller. And I eventually learned this from Dave a long time ago when he used to come in and always only had his own water. I used to think, well, Dave's going a little bit overboard. Not anymore, Dave. Now, yes, this is mind-blowing. I don't know if Dave had a precipitator. I don't even know if they made precipitators. But we both knew. Now, I was in California. Dave was back in Kansas City. So when I would see him, he would show me this distiller. And it was only making like 1 gallon at a time. It's like, why you? And it would take hours and hours. And I know that. Okay. That's why I have 3. One for me, one for my wife, one for the animals. Tracy said, I did a report on the water here in Arizona as a research product for school and was shocked at what I found. Amanda says, that's great, Dave. She already knows about you, buddy. ALPOUGH got me my first distiller, and it changed my life forever. When I met Amanda about 5 or 6 years ago, and I knew where she lived. She lived in up where the water was bad. And so I sent her her first distiller, and she's been using them ever since. I don't know if they have distillers in Crete, but it's really cool. Amanda says, hi, Tracy. Amanda says, hashtag Alpo Army. Tracy says, how's Crete out there, Amanda? Oh, it's beautiful. Excellent. Paradise. Yeah. Must be nice being on a beautiful island. Of course, anybody deserves to be out there. It's you, Amanda. I'm hoping you have a great time. And the history of respecting mother. She's been out there finding all these excellent information and just how the people view mother as the Holy Spirit. It's really great. I want to go back to this one comment that Dave made, that leading people to what is good drinkable water is a great thing. Getting it to understand the value takes skill. And, you know, it's a certain place that we have to all understand. When I wanted to show people this, they don't want to see it. I don't want to know. Ladies and gentlemen, we are way past that point. We're way past that point. It is now, we're going to have to be active. We're going to have to be reactive. We're going to have self-honesty. We're going to have to be an adult of our spirit, adult of our mind, adult of our thought, adult of our body, adult of our love, adult of our thinking. Because you are what you think about. And so here on this channel, we are only about getting you to think. Now, just to let you know, when it came back down to go back here, being censored, okay? So a while ago, Dave, you're going to find this interesting. I don't know if you saw this on me, but I put out a Facebook note that it is better to drink water at water temperature. Right, Dave? We drink water at water temperature. We don't put it in the refrigerator. Right, Dave? We drink it at water at the room temperature. Why? Well, because the body is 98.9 degrees or 98.3, whatever it is. Right? And so the body has to raise the temperature of the water for just to even go into the bloodstream. 98.3. I was censored for that one suggestion. As a suggestion. And this is what we have to look out for. So it's very important that we understand. You got to pretty much understand everything you say from now on can and will be censored. So I've already been YouTube censored twice. And so you get strikes and they'll take you off. So I have to be very careful with what I put out. We have some more comments. Due to humans, of course, it must be the reason, right? Well, I think I missed that one right here. Side note, did you know that rats, birds, and even primates are much heavier and more obese than ever before? Wow, I didn't know that. It's alarming. Could it be the water? I don't know. I know, and you know, Dave, yes, and not when eating. Right. Right. You're supposed to drink your water before and not during. during your meal, because what it does is you already have the digestive juices in your body that is breaking down the food from the water you drank earlier. So it's better to not drink a bunch of water, because then it has to break down the water again. And this is the thing that's very important is, yeah, censored, it's normal now. This is the new norm, okay? So you have to, when you drink water that has all these totally dissolved solvables, it cannot go straight into the bloodstream, okay? Thanks, David. Dilutes the digestion. I got tongue-tied on that. Dave, I need you to comment on YouTube. I think you are now, because I don't get it on Facebook. So, yes, it dilutes the digestion. So when you drink this water that is not cleaned, then the body has to break it down like food. Where do you think it all goes? The filterization goes into the organs, into the stomach, and more importantly, fluoride goes into the bones. I need to talk about fluoride. I think I'm going to take that up as a subject here next week. Okay. Amanda, I need to stop drinking while eating. We're not talking about that Greek wine now. Okay. That's good for your palate too now. So here's we're going forward. All right. Going forward, information is the most important thing. Information is what we all have to keep looking into. Stay with me on this channel. We're going to be going through all kinds of subjects as long as we don't get censored. And I can't get censored, guys. I have to always watch what I have to say. And I'm studying. I can't talk about the V's. Okay? Can't talk about the V's. All right, you know what I'm talking about. They'll zap you right off immediately if you start talking about those things. I'm hoping that they won't start censoring me even more about water. Water. So again, I want you to have a happy Friday and have a great weekend. I will be back on Monday with a new subject here. Pass this on to your friends. Post this. Give me a like. Appreciate all the comments here. And I just want you to know that I love you all. I appreciate you all for coming into my show, and know that we'll be back. And it is up to us to keep pushing the flow, baby, because we got to go into our health. Okay, you are what you drink. You are what you eat. And all this will put a damper on your mind, your thoughts, your body, even your love. So until then, ALPOUGH, that's me. First name Michael, but you can call me Comment. I love you. I will see you back on Monday with a new show from ALPOUGH.